Today, we're going to talk more controversy between LIV Golf and the PGA Tour and some pretty major members, obviously. We're going to talk a little bit of Solheim Cup. Shout out to the ladies. And we are also going to discuss, arguably, the most hot-button topic in golf today. Is it a 4 or a 5?
Question.
Hello and welcome back to Beerly OB, the golf podcast on the Beerly Podcast Network. I'm your host, Zachary Smith. Join me, as always, is the man who just can't seem to beat me on a round of 18. It's Zane Smith. How we doing?
It's just lies. So that is.
Oh, what happened the last time we played, huh?
What happened the last time we played? It's
I
been
won.
a long time. When? At your course?
Yeah. I had been there for a month. Don't even be that way.
I've been there for a month.
How you doing, Zane?
No. I'm doing good. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good.
I got my got my Texas driver's license today, so I'm feeling bigger because everything's bigger in Texas.
Well, that's congratulations.
I'm physically
to you.
feeling fatter though because of the donuts. Anyway.
Okay. What are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking, I can't remember the nickname for it, Cuba Libre or something like that, but tequila and Coke. Tequila and Coke. It's got a little lime in there, you can see. Love it.
That's interesting. That's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I am still
good,
a
though.
Georgian for now, and that means I'm having a Tucker Brewing Company Georgia Red.
Very nice.
Shout out to
Very
Georgia.
nice.
They are out of... Give me a second. I can find where they're from. Tucker, Georgia. Believe it or not. Tucker Brewing Company from Tucker, Georgia.
I would have never guessed.
Who'd have thought? All right, so first on the docket today, obviously we at Beerly OB, myself and Zane, we both believe that it is important to stay up to date with the hot topics in golfing news. And so before we get into any of like the small stuff like LIV Golf versus PGA, the Solheim Cup, we're going to talk about something actually important. The Ryder Cup. Okay, now we're just going to transfer over to this scene. And we are going to hit play.
I don't think that's how gravity works.
Okay.
They're the same
Get
thing.
going.
So this is an intense match in Barstool's Ryder Cup.
Bingo.
I'm guessing it's a bunch of riders from Barstool.
It's a bunch of riders, personalities, all that stuff. You have Arian Foster there. They're struggling on the chipping green, that's for sure.
Great
I
shot,
reckon.
Kurt. Great
But that's a
shot.
good shot.
Where are they playing?
I actually don't know off the top of my
I'm
head.
telling you.
Do you not?
Okay, yeah, just
This
watch
is
the
your
board.
job, Zach. We
I
need the
know, it's my
background.
bad. It's my bad.
I'm gonna go
Okay,
a
so
little
this is
right
the
back.
important part. I want everyone to watch
I
this,
might even just go.
and then me and Zane are going to give our
I might
takes on
swing
this.
at it.
Nah, I don't think that's the play, though.
This is for 3.
This is for 3, for birdie and to win the hole.
Oh, that's gotta go. It's not that slow.
I think you said
Didn't hit it.
But it's not. This will start
It's
to
not
come
that
back.
slow. He left
It's
it
left,
short.
right.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, these guys aren't great golfers, clearly.
Now,
Yeah, clearly kid doesn't even know the meaning of English words.
what do you want to do? I don't care.
I thought this was the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, I thought they were riders.
Turn. It doesn't move.
That's tough. That's
4.
tough. Okay.
That's 5 then. Yeah. No, it's 4. No, but you knocked in for 5. All right. Well, hold on. That's match play, though. If you can putt in for 5, it's a 5.
Yeah, that doesn't end our turn.
Yeah, it does. In match
No,
play, that's
it
a. Hold
doesn't.
on, Aaron. Hold on. Yes, it does.
I'm in for 5, and now
No,
he can
that's-
do better.
Not on the scramble. A scramble at 5 is a 5. I haven't even
started yet.
Yeah, but too
Oh,
bad.
no.
Am I right? In the scramble, he just knocked in for 5, so they just made
Oh
5.
boy, it's boiling over.
That has never been how it works.
Wow.
No, it's not.
This is tough.
Yikes.
This is tough.
Exactly.
Bang.
Since when have you ever played?
Okay, that's the
that?
way. That's the way it usually is.
Hey, you stepping in?
You stepped in mine last hole.
Never
What-
stepped in
what-
a line,
You
bro.
stepped in my. Hey, you stepped in mine last
hey,
hole.
hey,
all over it.
Don't take your shitty golf play out on me.
Hey, that's a 5. Don't take your shitty golf play out on me, brother. That's a five. No, I'm just telling you the rules. All right, well, shut up. Let me play. That's fine. Knock it in. Somebody get this man a high noon. Can we get this?
Oh man,
That was not.
this
that
is
hurts, Aaron.
very.
Do the research. I'll give you that.
This is very heated.
Let's fucking
Dick,
go.
nigga.
Let's
Dick,
fucking
bro.
go.
Fuck you mean, cuz. Fuck you mean.
Oh, they're cursing.
Good five.
Go.
I'll have to bleep that out in
Good
post.
five, guys.
Yes, you will.
Quit playing. Hey.
You didn't take out me in post whenever I went to go get my pizza.
Fucking
Yeah,
putt.
who's in charge?
Yeah, that's
Who's in
my
charge
bad.
of the- Not you.
Come on, man.
Evidently. Did everything I could.
That's why when someone else is like, you want me to try to make this to
No, you're wrong.
open you
Shut
up.
the fuck up. You're wrong.
It's right.
Shut up. Shut the fuck
Don't
up.
take your play
Okay,
out
let's.
on us.
Okay, so
All right.
that's all of the video we're going to watch. Dan Rappaport does make an appearance later and actually give the rule. And long story short,
I mean, I already know the answer.
long story short, it's a 5.
Yeah.
By the letter of the law, it's a 5. However, if someone does that, we're getting in a fight. I'm just saying, someone does that to me, I'm getting in a fight.
It depends. I mean, they're putting it on a video. That's a little different than just
So
playing piddly.
here's my problem with it. Okay, these guys, they know each other, right? They have more likely than not played golf together and more likely than not played in a scramble together. If you're going to call someone on that, then that better be the way you play it all the time. Because if my thought is, no, Zane. My thought is, okay, these guys have been playing scrambles together probably.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely they've played scrambles together. And they
Yeah.
have played one way the entire time.
Sure.
And you're going to switch that up now just because you're getting your brains beat out. Like,
I just don't care that much. First off, if it's that big of a deal, they're making it this big thing like the Ryder Cup, and they're filming it and they're putting it on the thing. First off, absolutely you play letter of the law. I don't give a crap.
technically,
You play the letter of the law. If you're playing by yourself, like if you're just playing for piddlies, and everybody's okay with it just to save time, that's something completely different. Then go ahead and do it.
Zane, do you know what rule in the rule book that rule is in?
No.
That's because there is no rules for scramble. The rules for scramble are set by the tournament.
Oh, but what
There are no
what were their rules?
USGA recognized rules. There are no PGA recognized rules. There are no RNA recognized rules about scramble play. So it's set by the tournament.
But everybody knows scramble. If the ball is holed, the hole is over. Like that.
First off, I would say
golf professional. For your golf professional, for you to say that that's not the rule, that
no, Zane. I find
dishonest.
it crazy that you think everybody thinks that.
I didn't say. Okay, I did say everybody. I was using it as a euphemism. What I mean is like people who know what they're talking about obviously know
Because
that that's a
Barstool
rule.
actually did a poll. Barstool did a poll of this
don't
scenario.
I don't give a crap what Joe Schmo thinks about this.
Well,
I don't give.
if there's no rule, it's decided by
Was it a poll of golf professionals?
no. But why would
Okay.
golf professionals have opinion on it?
What do you mean? Why would golf professionals?
There's
have
no
an
rule
opinion?
about it. It's set by the tournament.
Is that? Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
I know you're doing this for views.
I'm
and
not
I
doing this for
appreciate
views.
that.
I'm
I
saying
appreciate
that
that, but
60% of
come
people
on.
believe that that's a 4.
That's horrible.
Almost
I'm sorry.
2/3 of people believe that that's a 4. And
I
if
don't
there
get
are
it.
no USGA recognized rules, which there aren't, no RNA, no PGA, no USGA recognized rules, and it's set by the tournament, who runs the tournament, Zane? Who ran this tournament?
Barstool.
Okay. Who runs Barstool?
Are we talking about individuals?
Who runs Barstool?
Stool Presidente.
Dave Portnoy.
Yeah.
Okay. If Barstool runs the tournament and Portnoy runs Barstool, and there are no rules for this, right? And it's set by the tournament, does what Portnoy says matter?
Yeah, I guess.
It's a 4. There you go. Saint's looking it up now.
Of course I am. Are you kidding?
There's a lot of articles about it this week.
Because here's the idea, right?
Yeah.
Is that obviously alternate shot has to have specific rules. You know, because we play it in the freaking Ryder Cup. Actual Ryder Cup.
Alternate shot or scramble?
Not scramble, alternate shot, but it's another alternate way of playing golf.
Okay. But the rules for like a best ball and the rules for the rules for best ball and the rules.
You're wrong.
Huh?
You're wrong that there are no governing bodies that determine how to play scramble.
Okay, what's the governing body?
FSGA.
FSGA.
They're not covered under RNA and USGA rules of golf. You're right about that. But
the FSGA.
Yes.
Can you determine that this was in the state of Florida?
No, that's not my point. Oh my God, that's not my point.
Well, it only has jurisdiction over Florida.
My point is, it's kind of like that tradition that you always hold to. It's like people know how to play scramble. There is a way to play scramble correctly.
But when you say that that's
way
just
is
not true. If people don't know, or otherwise 60 or 70% of people would believe that that's a 5.
I'm gonna walk off this podcast. This is just stupid. This is a stupid argument. I win.
No, you don't. You
yes,
lose.
I do. It is. It's the rules of scramble. When the ball is holed, the hole is over. If you hole it out, if you both hit the ball and then you hole it out, your partner doesn't get a better shot. Oh, I get a better chance at it. No, that's not how it works. What if he left it way short, right?
Huh?
What if he left it way short or left it short about a foot and then gets to putt and shows him the break right at the hole? Like, that's against the rules. No, that's not.
Zane, that makes absolutely no sense.
How does it not make sense?
So what would be the difference between him?
Okay, what if he misses that putt, Zach? This is why that's the rules of golf. What if he misses that putt, that little tap in? They got to take it.
No!
Yes! Oh my God.
It depends on the rule of the tournament.
No, because then it's just practice. Then he's getting practice besides, playing his shot. That's practice.
Zane, basically every shot you don't take in a scramble that is yours is practice. So yes, absolutely yes.
Because if you miss that tap in,
mm-hmm.
and then he misses the putt, and you have to tap it in, do you get to tap it in? You just missed the tap in. Or what if he blows it way by, and you miss the tap in?
So I imagine if he missed the tap in, he'd just pick his ball up.
Now we need to find the exact ball. Now we need to find the exact place your ball was. You make more problems playing it your way.
Zane, listen.
You make more problems playing it your way. Yeah, it makes play faster. But I'm gonna be on the side of the Karen in the group. Like that. The guy.
There you go, everybody. Zane's a Karen. All right, next topic.
Oh my God! You make more problems than the rules playing it that way.
Listen, I don't make the rules, and apparently no one does.
I don't give a crap.
Wait, actually, someone does make the rules, and that's Stool Presidente in a Barstool tournament.
Stool Presidente makes more problems playing it that way than playing it the right way, which is the way that you should play a scramble.
Hey, listen, man. I'm just here giving you the facts, If you're upset about them, you could bring it up with Stool Presidente, not me.
I'm not upset with the way they played the tournament. I'm upset with you saying that it doesn't matter. That's what I'm upset with.
You
I
can
don't
be
give
mad.
a crap. I don't watch
Listen,
it.
I'm a man
I
of the
don't
people.
care.
I'm a man of the
I don't
people.
care about the Ryder Cup.
I'm a man of the
Watch it.
people, okay? Listen, I'm a man of the people. Me, you can have your 30% or 40% of people agree with you and be in the minority, but I'm gonna be here by popular demand. Alrighty.
He is always
Same.
right.
Next up, what did you want to talk about next?
I wanted to talk about something that actually matters. That has to do with what we were talking about prior, and that is the Fortinet Championship. And how people finish. So we were kind of crapping on Justin Thomas and saying if he didn't play well, that it was evidence that he was going to play poorly in the Ryder Cup. Well, he played okay. In fact, he played pretty darn good. He actually finished 5th. One of the players that you mentioned that I did not mention because I honestly don't think he deserves to be in the Ryder Cup over other people is Cam Young. Cam Young finished tied for 19th. Zach, what do you think of this?
I'm gonna put it this way, because obviously, props to Justin. He came out, he performed. My issue is that a lot of people are saying now that, oh, Justin Thomas has proved all his haters wrong because he played good in this event.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with Justin Thomas last year isn't that he he never had like a good event. Like, that wasn't his problem.
Mm-hmm.
His problem was he'd have a good event and then 8 bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get in the top one. You don't even get close to the top 130 if you just stink all year, right?
Yeah.
You don't even get close. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So just him being close to making it is evidence that, yeah, he has the ability. I mean, it's not like anyone's doubting his ability to play well. He's a 2-time major champion. He's made several Ryder Cups in the past and President's Cups in the past.
Yeah.
No one's doubting his ability to play well. The problem has been this year is the consistency. Hell, he was like tied 20th in the Masters before the final 9 that he played on his final qualifying round.
You're saying exactly what I would say, and that is that you can't rely on him whenever it comes to something that matters. And I would agree with you.
Yeah, and so this year when you look at Justin Thomas's play, it's been a couple different things. Yeah. One, he hasn't been good off the tee. Judging by the scores we saw this weekend, which were incredibly low, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this wasn't the toughest course to hit the ball off the tee.
The Fortinet never is.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of star power was not there.
Yeah, in fact, there were a ton of guys that we mentioned that weren't Cam Young that weren't there playing in the tournament.
Exactly. Point number 2, or another thing he struggled with was the flat stick. That seemed to have gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed to have gotten better. But, Zane, you know this more than anyone probably in the world. Zane, when you're hot with your putter, how good are you?
Really, really good.
And when you're cold, how good are you?
Not that good.
And that's been... My worry is that Justin Thomas was able to put it all together for a week. Okay? We can't look... The problem is we can't look back at, okay, well, he was performing well going into... Like, he had a tough start to the year, but he started to get it all back towards the end of the year, and, you know, it's finally showing that he's finally putting it all together now. No, before that final tournament where he missed that pitch shot to make the playoff, before he missed that pitch shot, he had missed like 7 of the 8 last cuts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we're seeing a build to great play. We're seeing good play, lots of bad play, good play, and then we didn't see him for a month and a half, and then he played well, really well. I just don't know. I don't care how many range hours you put in. I don't think that his problems that he had this year are fixable in a month.
Well, and you're right. I also think, let me throw a bone out there to the JT lovers. Okay? I'm just going to be fair. Yes, this shows that he has, again, I think it shows a little bit of progress. I do think it does.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't think you just finished tied 5th in a PGA Tour event, or not tied 5th, alone 5th in a PGA Tour event and not play good golf.
Yeah.
Great golf, in fact. You have to play great golf.
100% agree.
He did shoot even par the final day. So it wasn't like he, down the stretch, played fantastically. In fact, you could argue he really plateaued.
Yeah.
On that final Sunday, could have won it and didn't.
Yeah.
So on the other side, I would just, ask those JT lovers out there understand that this does not show as good of like you said, this doesn't show as good of an outlook on the Ryder Cup as you think. Now, it does show better than what we were saying last week.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's not pretend it does shift away from our argument, for sure.
Absolutely it does. But some people in golf media have made this out to be, see, they were right to pick Justin. We knew he was going to get right in time for the Ryder Cup.
Well, you knew they were going to do that.
Well, yeah, you knew that was going to happen. If he played poorly, they'd still be like, well, he's still a great locker room guy.
Yeah, it's stroke play. It doesn't matter. That's what I hated about. That's why, again, I wish Zach Johnson had said, let's see how he does this week. Not that he wasn't going to not pick him, anti-pick him.
Yeah.
But, whenever I asked about it, he said, I'm not worried about the Fortinet. Stroke play isn't match play. It's not the same thing. It's like, I would have much rather Zach Johnson just be honest and say, yeah, I mean, we're looking, hopefully he can build up back here as we're going into the Ryder Cup.
Because that's a more honest answer.
That's a more honest answer.
Saying that stroke play and match play are nothing alike, while that is technically true, it is not actually true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're exactly right. And here's the thing. Is match play is very similar to a 4-day event in the fact that the 8s don't matter as much as if you make an 8 where somebody makes a 6. Over a course of 4 days doesn't matter as much.
Yeah. Birdies matter way more over a 4-day event than double bogeys.
Yeah, in that regard, match play is very much like a 4-day stroke play event. Mm-hmm. Now, I will say, so, and I think this goes back to, I do think Zach Johnson was in the wrong for picking him. I think it was 100%
picking a friend.
Well, nepotism.
Yeah.
I think 100% nepotism, and that's why he hedged his bets in what he said in the presser, that he's not worried about the Fortinet Championship. That's exactly why he did it. Mm-hmm. So that after the Fortinet Championship,
whether he plays well or plays bad, he's covered his butt.
Correct. He's covered his butt. Whether he plays 60, whether he plays first, doesn't matter. He covers his butt. Now he can look like the guy that said, "Oh, see." But see, that's just, again, that's intellectually dishonest, and I hate how all the other media members are doing it. But the thing is, I am encouraged by it. Mm-hmm. I do think, though, that this has kind of kicked his butt into gear. Mm-hmm. I think the controversy might have done something to help him. Mm-hmm. And I hope it has. Because, again, I'm still American. I still want to win the Ryder Cup. Mm-hmm. Part of me, out of principle, wants Zach Johnson to have his just desserts. Mm-hmm. However, I do want America to win.
Yeah, for sure.
And America has a better chance of winning if Justin Thomas is in form.
Yeah, 100%.
But, again, I can't overstate the nepotism fact. And that's why Zach Johnson said what he did. I wish Zach Johnson had come out in the presser, said, we're looking toward the Fortinet Championship. I really think he'll be good in time. And he could have even made the BS thing that all of our metrics show that he'll be good in time.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been BS. But, he plays well this week, and that looks good. So.
Yeah, so I have a question for you. And this is one of the last two things about the Ryder Cup that I kind of want to talk about. How do you think Europe, because obviously they get to pick the course, right?
Rome, yeah, it's already picked.
Yeah, well, yeah, but how do you think that they'll set this course up to go against this American team? Because obviously they're going to give themselves an advantage, or they're going to try to.
It's so hard.
Because I have an idea of what I would do if I was them.
They have the bombers now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'd set the course up a little bit, where they can go for the greens. I mean, that's kind of like we did at Whistling. Yeah. I think that's how they're gonna play it.
I don't necessarily disagree, but I think they're gonna make it a lot of risk reward.
Yes.
Because a lot of the American guys have the ability to hit the ball far, but they're not. First off, no one is as accurate and as long as Rory McIlroy.
Yep.
No one, not even close.
Mm-hmm. And let's not forget Rahm.
Yeah, and Rahm, another guy very accurate off the tee box.
Yes.
Pretty much, that won him the Masters.
And long off the tee box.
Yeah. So, if I was them, I agree with you. I'd set it up to play. I'd set it up to play like probably long par threes to hurt the shorter guys, the non-long hitters on the American side.
Yes. Long par threes are a must for Europe. 100%.
Long-ish par fives for that same reason. It keeps a couple of guys on the American team unable to go for it in two, while the European team can pound 3 woods into greens.
Correct.
And then the par fours, I expect at least 2 or 3 of them to be drivable, but those drivable par fours are going to be surrounded with trouble.
Yes.
If I was Europe, that's how I'd set the course up.
That's probably how they're going to set the course up. If you look at one of the things that our uncle wanted us to talk about in our podcast is how thick the rough is. That is how they're setting the course up. They're setting it up to be very accurate off the tee box. To try,
which makes sense considering the guys that they have. That makes 100% sense.
Well, and considering the guys we took.
Yeah.
That's where our weaknesses lie.
Yeah.
There's no two ways about it. I mean, Justin Thomas, like you said, is one of last in strokes gained into the fairway. So, I mean, that just goes to show, and I think Jordan Spieth's right there with him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Jordan Spieth has not been accurate off the tee either.
And so that's
honestly, Morikawa this year, same thing, struggled off the tee.
100%, yes, especially in the playoff tournaments.
Yeah.
Especially in the playoff tournaments, whenever it was go time, I mean, he just did not look confident at all.
Yeah.
Same thing with Scheffler. Scheffler gets into bad situations off the tee.
Yeah. Well, he's number 1 in strokes gained tee to green.
Tee to green, but is he number 1 strokes gained off the tee?
No, that's Rory.
Okay, where is he at in strokes gained off the tee?
I think he's still top 10.
Is he really? Well, then I'm not too worried about him.
Yeah.
I have seen him hit errant shots.
Yeah.
Where he ends up.
Well, I mean, the last 2 weeks of the year, he just lost himself. He wasn't the same dominant player he was all season.
Yeah.
I mean, Hovland obviously ended the season super hot.
And he's far.
And he's long and very accurate.
Yes.
And
so that's why you're exactly right. They're gonna make it like super risk reward.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to make it really tight, I think.
Really tight and punishing.
Yes, and the rough's thick. We've seen that on the Instagram videos and stuff. We've seen how thick that rough is. And it's going to be...
And they've made it to punish guys like Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Colin Morikawa. Yes. They made it to punish those guys. Brooks Koepka is one of the more accurate guys on the American team off the tee, but he has struggled with his iron play at times. So I know the greens and that course are surrounded with bunkers. So it's going to be interesting to see who America decides to pair, because I think that they are going to make this tough on USA with the way that they're going to set this course up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to play to their strengths and to USA's weakness.
So, and again, like even the guys like Max Homa, he only drives at 304 yards, which might sound really long to like the average Joe. That is a far cry behind Team Europe.
Yeah.
That is a far cry behind.
Max
them.
Homa is really good with his irons, and he's got a pretty good putter.
Yes. He can get hot putting.
Yeah,
he can get real hot putting.
He absolutely can.
Real quick, let's look at the American team one more time. I just want to look it over and see about the distance thing, like you said. American Ryder Cup team. I should have just gone to RyderCup.com. There you go. It pulled it up anyway. So here's the U.S. team. So I think, yeah, dude, we don't have a lot of long drivers. That's without a doubt.
I mean, you have Wyndham Clark, who's long, can be inaccurate at times.
Mm-hmm. Brooks Koepka's long.
Yeah.
Scotty Scheffler's pretty long.
Yeah. He better. He's like 6'5".
Schauffele can hit it far, can he?
I don't believe so.
Driving distance. I'm about to look it up real quick. Hold on just a moment.
Okay.
Xander Schauffele. No, not at all.
Yeah.
304.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I drive it as far as Xander Schauffele.
And we're not long off the tee, guys.
And we are not long off the tee, guys. Yeah, dude, they're looking very short. What is Brian Harmon's? He's a short guy. Brian Harmon. I wish I knew these by heart. Oh, dude, we are gonna get crushed.
Harmon, what is he, like 280?
293.
Okay.
Dude, we are gonna get destroyed.
Yeah,
Oh
we're nowhere near as long as Europe. Or, I mean, Brian Harmon's accurate off the tee, but if he's hitting hybrid into every green.
What about, so let's look at this Hogard guy. Hogard.
Nikolai?
I don't know how far. Yeah. Hogard's driving distance. I pulled up a place. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. 340. Dude, we're losing. We are losing this. We are going to lose bad.
You never know.
No, Zach, come on, man.
You never know.
Like, I hope not. Again, I hope not. I am rooting for team. I know I keep saying that, and I keep kind of making the case against them. But
yeah.
I 100% to everybody listening. I am 100% behind Team USA. I'll be wearing the red, white, and blue that week.
But it's like it's the same thing as like, yeah, I root for the Jacksonville Jaguars every week, but I don't expect them to win every game.
Yeah, exactly.
They're bad matchups.
Yes, there are bad matchups, and we are not looking good.
So the last Ryder Cup thing I want to talk about before we move on to Solheim Cup, because I kind of want to get this all grouped together instead of having it spaced out.
Good idea.
Is what Sir Nick Faldo said about LIV golfers not being a part of... Huh?
Real quick, let's also pair that with the King and Bradley talking point we're going to talk about.
Okay, yeah. Let's pair them together.
Pair them all together.
So... This is a quote from Nick Faldo. He said, because LIV golfers are not going to be a part of the Europe during the Ryder Cup.
Yes.
And they're seeming to make a move that no LIV golfers ever will be a part of Team Europe ever.
Which is crazy, right?
Considering the guys that are currently playing on LIV Golf, if they don't ever become Ryder Cup captains, it is an affront to golf.
Yeah.
You're telling me Sergio Garcia, Ian Poulter, Lee Westwood, Graham McDowell.
Keep going.
You're telling me that those guys don't deserve to be captains of a Ryder Cup team after what they've done for Team Europe over the years? Especially Ian Poulter. Are you kidding me?
No, not just Team Europe, Zach. Be honest. For the game of golf.
Yeah, for the game of golf.
In general.
But also Team Europe.
Yes.
All those guys were a part of the greatest comeback in Ryder Cup history, the Miracle at Medina.
Yes. Yes.
And you're saying that none of those guys are ever going to be Ryder Cup captains ever. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
So this is why I don't think that's going to ever happen. This is why I think he's full of crap, is because it's Nick Faldo and he just talks a lot.
Yeah, that's...
I really believe that. And again, I hope Nick Faldo doesn't see that and think I hate him. I don't hate Nick Faldo. I just think he's got an extreme bias against the LIV golfers.
Yeah.
Because he's in that whole silo. He's in that information silo where LIV golf bad.
Yeah.
Because they get funding from a certain place. And it's like, fails.
Well, now the PGA Tour
fails
gets
to look
funding
to
from
his-
that place too. So
Well, fails to look to his just fails to look to his right and see that same funding is going toward the vendors anyway of each tournament.
yeah,
So it's like you're getting the funding regardless from that place.
yeah,
Like, what in the end does it really matter?
yeah. So let me just
The
real
answer's
quick.
no.
There's a couple of different quotes that he made on this. Let me pull up the first one. The first one being, "These guys have moved on. I think we have one of the strongest teams we have ever had." Not true, first off. That's just blatantly false. Those guys have left the tour and are in a different world now. They have not supported the tour. They are done. The game has moved on and the team has moved on. The Europe team is fantastic. I don't think they could do anything better.
Mm-hmm.
They have a big backbone and guys who have been around before.
A few. It's like, come on, dude, come on. Like, some of the things he says there, you just got to be like, really?
What? One of the best ever?
One of the best teams ever? And not only that,
I'm not saying it's a bad team, but
No, it's a good team. It's
they've
a fine
had
team.
loaded teams before.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. No,
teams that it is barely fair to put them on the same team ground as Team USA.
correct.
So like,
No, it's a dumb quote. It's
Yeah.
a dumb quote all the way around. For him to say that, and then for him to say the thing about
they
about
are
them
done.
they're done. Like, come on, man. Come on. They're in a different world now. They're really not, though, because some people, and it's weird, right? Some people are, like, in their head, they pretend that these guys are playing in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, they're playing in Chicago this weekend. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they played in Orlando.
Yeah.
And they played in New York. It's like, and they played in Australia.
They played in London.
It's like Saudi Arabia, it's not like they're wanting them to play in Saudi Arabia. They just want to be in golf. They want to be
By the
they
way,
want to be
something I find interesting about this situation. Every player that is English, right? English, from England.
Yes. England
What's the biggest sport in England?
soccer.
Very good.
Cricket.
Zane.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
soccer.
was going to keep
Cricket
going down
is
the list.
India. And most of the rest of the world.
England plays cricket?
I know, but the biggest sport in India is cricket.
Okay. They play
I
all those
just
games
wonder
like
how
rugby.
I just wonder how involved Saudi Arabia is in soccer.
They're getting more involved. I mean, they
No.
got Cristiano Ronaldo.
They've signed several big players
Yes.
to play over there.
Mm-hmm. But they actually play over there.
Yeah, they actually play over there. It's crazy to me that, like, you'll hear all these guys talk about, like, oh, the golfing world is dead. And then they'll be like, Lee Westwood, Ian Poulter, Graham McDowell, they're all terrible players. Cristiano Ronaldo, though, he's cool. Neymar, getting paid like $8,000 a second.
Well, everybody hates Neymar. Let's be completely honest.
But, like, you understand what I'm saying, though. It was fine in every other sport for Saudi Arabia to get involved.
Yeah.
It was until it threatened the
Keep going.
PGA Tour. Not the game of golf. Let me be very clear. Did not threaten the game of golf. It threatened the PGA Tour.
And do you know why?
Tell me, Zane.
Threaten the wrong people.
Yep.
And their wallets.
Yep.
And their money.
Yep.
That's all it was. This whole thing was about money, and we've gone over this time and time again. It was about money. It was about the people that the sponsors of different PGA Tour events, and it was about the commissioner's pockets.
Yep.
And what he wanted to make from it.
Yep. Everyone that has ever complained about Saudi Arabia getting involved in golf was complaining because Saudi Arabia wasn't getting involved in golf with them.
Yes.
Has nothing to
quote,
do with
unquote,
them getting
right
involved
way.
in golf. It's that they got involved in golf without first coming to you and offering you billions of dollars.
Well, and here's the thing about sports washing that I hate that argument that people say sports washing.
Yeah.
What it is, and this is what people have to understand. I know this is getting a little political. What it is you have a country whose entire economy runs on the back of their oil business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Zach, what happens 100 years from now or 200 years from now whenever that oil dries up?
They don't have an economy.
They collapse,
Yeah.
right? So, and that could happen and you never know how many oil reserves there are.
Yeah.
You know, they're always finding more. They could dry up faster than you think, right?
Yeah.
That happens. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to diversify. It's the pith. They're trying to diversify their portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it's going into this entertainment industry that they see as something that does it. The entertainment industry definitely transcends resources, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
transcends resources.
Most of the United States is a service-based economy, not an industrial-based economy.
Correct, and that's why we're still number one over China, who is a manufacturing economy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exactly right. You're exactly right. And this is why they're doing stuff like that. Now, they're also, this is the thing people don't realize, they're also got stock in Coca-Cola, and they're also trying to get more involved in other industries as well.
100%.
But part of that is the entertainment industry. Part of that is getting involved in that.
Yeah.
And they see sports as something that also transcends ethnic boundaries because you don't have languages you have to worry about.
Yes.
You know, you can just watch it. You know, you don't have to know exactly what the words are.
That and where it's like everyone's pretending that sports and entertainment isn't like a money-making machine. People are never going to stop watching sports.
Correct.
We've been doing it since the beginning of human existence. We're going to be doing it until the end of human existence.
Yep. And they see it as a long-term play.
Yes.
Like, they see it as like, oh, who cares if we lose money 20 years in a row?
Yeah.
As long as we get to year 25 and we break even, we're good.
Yeah.
That's all they're worried about. And that's why they were going to beat the PGA Tour in the long run.
Yeah.
Not beat the PGA Tour per se, but that's why they were going to outlast them, is just because of the money.
Yeah.
And Jay Monahan knew that. All the PGA Tour Board of Commissioners knew that. And so that's why they ended up making the deal. One of the reasons why they ended up making the deal. The other thing was they were going to lose that freaking lawsuit.
Yeah.
Not against certain players, because certain players didn't follow procedures.
Against LIV Golf.
Against LIV, absolutely, they were going to lose in that lawsuit.
For anti-competitive
behavior.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So. And
Jeez.
then you wanted to talk about Keegan Bradley.
I did. I want to talk about Keegan Bradley. Sad little Keegan.
Sad Keegy boy.
It was if you didn't get a chance to watch it, was it Barstool that had an interview with him? It was Foreplay, right?
Foreplay's owned by Barstool, so.
Okay, so it was Foreplay, and Foreplay was talking with Keegan Bradley about the Ryder Cup pick.
Uh-huh.
Well, Keegan really thought he was going to get picked, not just because he was a popular sentiment amongst us, but because Netflix called him. The producers for that show, blanking.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name either.
Dude, I can't believe.
Life on Tour? No, that's not it. Tour Life? No.
Full Swing.
Full Swing.
So Full Swing was gonna send over a camera crew, and they called him. They said, "We're 5 minutes out. We got the cameras 5 minutes out." And so they got the cameras there. He's like, then he's really thinking like, "Oh my God, I got picked." And then he answers the phone, and all he hears is, "Hey, Keegan." And he knew that he didn't get picked. And that was on camera. So we're going to see that after they get done with post-production.
I can't wait to hear that, "Hey, Keegan."
Hey,
if it's
Keegan.
audible.
It will be. 100%. Of course it's gonna be audible.
Oh man. Oh god,
Dude.
it's gonna trigger me so bad.
It is me too. I'm gonna have PTSD from it, you know. Not to make light of PTSD, but yeah,
Oh
I'm
my
gonna.
god.
That's gonna be hard to. That's gonna be hard to watch.
Especially when
So I just
not
wanted
when
to say,
if the US gets creamed this year.
yeah, I just wanted to give a moment of silence to Keegan Bradley.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Alrighty, let's talk Solheim Cup.
Solheim Cup news. So Zach, who do you got in Solheim Cup this year? Who do you think's gonna win?
Oh god. Solheim Cup.
I just sent you the pairings.
Where?
They should be on the last thing I sent you. Oh no, they aren't. Hold on. Ah,
Send it to me, buddy.
I am Solheim. I know I picked Solheim Cup pairings.
I guess.
There we go.
Okay. I'm not cut all
Sending
that
it to
out.
you. So they have the Friday pairings for the Solheim Cup out. I'm gonna just read it out loud, just so people understand, just so people can see who's who's where. So Team Europe consists of, you have Charlie Hall, Anna Nordquist, Leanna McGuire, Georgia Hall, Celine Boutier, Maja Stark, Lynn Grant. Apologize if I'm mispronouncing any of these names, and Emily Christine Pedersen. And then you have on the other side, on the USA side, you have Ali Ewing, Cheyenne Knight, Nelly Corda, Allison Corpus, Andrea Lee, Danielle Kang, Megan Kang, and Lexi Thompson. So the pairings are as such. So the foursome's going out. Lexi Thompson is going to be playing with Megan Kang against Lynn Grant and Maja Stark. You have Danielle Kang and Andrea Lee playing against Celine Boutier and Georgia Hall. You have Nelly Corda and Allison Corpus playing against Leona McGuire and Anna Nordquist. And then you have Ali Ewing and Cheyenne Knight playing against Charlie Hall and Emily Christine Pedersen. So Zach, what do you think?
Just looking at this list, I actually have watched more LPGA golf this year than I normally do. Looking at this list, I feel like Team Europe is deeper than Team USA.
Team Europe is way deeper than Team USA. That's one of the critiques. That's one of the critiques of Team USA this year, is that they're definitely the underdogs.
I think Lexi and Megan take down the first match. I think Boutier and Georgia Hall win 5 and 4. I think that third match is close. That might be a split. And then the fourth match, Europe wins.
And by the way,
probably 2-1.
Vegas has Americans as the advantage. So it's only people like us that are saying that Europe's going to win.
Yeah, Celine Boutier is having a great year. Maja Stark's playing really well. Georgia Hall has been more consistent than almost anyone on Team USA. Anna Nordquist is very, very good. Leona McGuire is very, very good. Charlie Hall has been a little inconsistent, but I mean she's been solid. Pedersen has been fine. But like Cheyenne Knight, she's played mediocre. Ali Ewing, mediocre. Allison Corpus has shown flashes, but she's also shown the ability to blow up. Nelly Corda, since she had her surgery, has not been the same. Just period. Danielle Kang has looked good at times. She's been pretty solid this year. Andrea Lee, same kind of thing. Lexi Thompson is a complete wild card at this point. But I think her distance is going to help them win that match. Not by much, but so I mean, I just think Europe's deeper. I think they have more people that regularly play good golf than Team USA. I mean, Lexi Thompson on any given weekend is going to finish top 10 or like 50th.
And just remember, Europe has won 2019 and 2021.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm going with Team Europe here.
I
Again, I'm
would
going to root for Team USA, but I just
100%.
think Team Europe is better.
I think they are too. I think that they when it comes to these team events, if they look better, that's a really bad sign.
Yeah. Because, I mean, in 2021, we were doing that was on Chunk and Run at the time.
Yes.
We were like, wow, Team USA is loaded.
Yeah.
And we went out there and laid an egg. I mean,
Yep.
Nelly Korda and her sister couldn't win a match to save their lives. Lexi Thompson looked awful. Danielle King looked bad. I mean, we just couldn't get a team that was hot. We didn't have a single team that we put out there that was hot. And like the 7th and 8th players for Team Europe are like bodying Nelly Korda and her sister.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, oh, that's not good at all. It's
Yep.
not good at all. Because that was supposed to be our like home run hitter was, oh, we got the Kordas. Like that's the team that's going to go like undefeated in this Solheim Cup, and they got bodied. I think they finished like 1-2-1 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think it's. I hate to say it. I think it's a sweep for Europe this year, man.
Yeah. And people are again the odds guys. They're saying that Korda, Zhang, and Vu will do their part for America this year. So I don't know. Again, it's one of those things we just don't know.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing. Nelly Korda is a fantastic golfer, but I mean, I think you'd agree with me when I say she just hasn't been as dominant as she was before she had her blood clot in her arm.
Wait, does that mean Vu's not playing in the
She's
morning
not playing
pairings?
in the Friday foursomes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's surprising.
Yeah, we deserve to lose.
Who's the captain this year?
Who is the captain of the Solheim Cup this year? Solheim Cup captain? El Capitan?
El Capitan.
So Suzanne Pedersen is the European side.
That's a good captain's pick.
That's
or
a
like a
great
good captain. For Team
Stacey Lewis. That's right. I remember seeing her on
Stacey
the-
Lewis.
Yeah. So,
Not
I mean,
terrible.
maybe Stacey knows what she's doing. Stacey, she seems like definitely a smart player.
Yeah.
So, and she sounds
We'll see.
real eloquent.
Right
so-
now, I'm leaning toward a European sweep in terms of like what I would bet on. I'm hoping for an American sweep, obviously, but it's looking like a European sweep, and
Yeah,
I have
and
America going 1.5 to 2.5
Mhm.
in the first Friday foursomes. So that's not a good start.
Yeah. Yep. And so I think that it's one of those things that, one of the things that Stacey Lewis brought up is that she brought up that she was disappointed about the failure to market the Solheim Cup and the Ryder Cup in consecutive weeks. This has been a problem from the get-go. I've always said that the Ryder Cup and the Solheim Cup should be marketed together. Mainly because they're two team events. It's the same parties involved.
Yeah.
Europe and USA.
Yeah.
And I think that this is the way you grow women's golf. The fact that we don't do it. And again, I understand that we're a little bit at fault, but we're not the ones that set the agenda when it comes to the things to talk about.
That's exactly right.
So
I'm not an agenda setter. I'm an agenda maker.
The decision makers really need to get on the ball with this because women's golf is fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
There are controversies that happen in women's golf.
Lots of them.
It's just we never see them. You know, we see them occasionally. They get brought up on Golf Channel, but not very often.
Yeah.
And I think that's partly because women don't want them to get aired. Some women don't want them to get aired, and some people don't want them to get aired because it's like, oh, well, we don't want women to look bad. It's like, well, when guys do it, we don't look bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, listen, everyone watched the WGC Dell match play when Hunter Mahan, who did play for Team USA later that year, shanked a
Mhm.
wedge.
Or what about T-Gate? Everybody talked about T-Gate.
T-Gate?
T-Gate. Patrick Reed flipping the tee at Rory McIlroy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, how come? And I guarantee you, there's other stories like that in women's golf, and we just don't hear about them.
Oh, there was also another cool story out of women's golf. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Georgia Hall. Some guy challenged her, or some guy said on Twitter that he's a 5 handicap. He can drive the ball 290 yards, and he would place top 10 at every LPGA Tour event.
Yeah.
And Georgia Hall was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take you up on that. I think it was It was either Georgia Hall or Charlie Hall.
Mm-hmm.
But one of them took him up on a match, and I think that actually is gonna happen. So, and by the way, that guy's gonna get creamed. Because your boy Lou Stagner, I love his tweets talking about like what a 5 handicap does from inside 100 yards or for like 50 yards away from the green. Mm-hmm. They're more likely to be further than 40 feet away from the hole than they are to be inside 15.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. That guy's going to get creamed.
Compared to me and you, 5 handicappers aren't that good. Period.
No, I know. I'm
like
aware.
we would have a better shot.
Yeah.
Than a 5 handicapper.
Yeah. A better shot. I still think I'd get creamed.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I think you'd make cuts.
Maybe.
I know I would make cuts.
Maybe.
And that's just because I definitely have a physical advantage.
Yeah.
100%. There's just no doubt.
Yeah.
Anyway, real quick. Billy Foster, Matthew Fitzpatrick's caddy, spoke about LIV golfers. So this is going back to the
Thank you.
Being ineligible for the European team. Quote, what they bring to that locker room is immense, and I wouldn't have banned them because they should be the next 3 Ryder Cup captains. Thanks. And are they going to be that now? Probably not. Which is a shame, because what they've done in the Ryder Cup is now tarnished for doing what is right for them. Let's face it, you can't blame them for playing less golf for more money.
Facts.
This is the most honest take.
He's my second favorite caddy on tour now.
Who's your first?
Joel Damon's caddy.
I knew you'd say that.
Wow, you suck today.
That is awesome.
God, that was my favorite part of Full Swing, was listening to Joel Damon and his caddy go back and forth while he's playing around. That matters.
Yes. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's all I have for tonight. I don't know about you.
That's all I have. Do you want to plug yourself before we sign it off here?
Yeah, real quick. If you'd like to, please check out. I've got new videos up on YouTube. That's ZS Golf. So you just type in ZS Golf into the search bar, or you can go also to my Facebook page, ZS Golf, or Instagram, Zane Smith Golf, on Instagram, Zane Smith Golf on Instagram. So that's my spiel.
And if you want to follow me on X. If you want to follow me on X and know things before they happen, you can follow me on Twitter at BeerlyZach. Zach Stradamus. That's what they call me. I know the future, and if you want to know it too, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Zach Stradamus. At BeerlyZach, not at Zach Stradamus. I've thought about changing my name to Zach Stradamus on Twitter. I've decided not to, but I really want to.
Don't do it.
But yeah. Thank you guys for listening to this episode. If you're listening to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, anywhere you find your podcast, or watching it on YouTube on our Beerly Sports channel, we really appreciate it. And we'll be back again sooner than you think. We now have a recording schedule set up, so hopefully that goes better than it has the first couple weeks. But thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys next week.